If your MacBook Pro is not holding a charge, so if you have to charge your battery quite frequently, and you charge your battery 100%, but it loses charge, and it comes down to 20, 30, 40%, maybe even less time, and it takes no time for it to lose charge, and you have to charge it again. Also, the number one thing to look out for would be up top on the right here, where the battery, but if you click the battery logo, you're gonna see a message that says service battery. Okay, and this is something to look out for, because if your battery is dying, you're most likely going to see this message here. And we sell the battery on our website and all the tools that you need for this job, and I'm going to be listing all those in the description box, so do check us out at www.fasttechstore.com or fasttech.ca. Let's get started. All right, to get started, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the computer off. I know this is a very obvious step, but you'd be surprised at how many people forget this very basic step. So we're going to shut everything down. We're going to turn the computer off. So we're going to turn the computer around. And before we start, we're just going to confirm our model number to make sure that this tutorial applies to you. So you can check the model number at the back here, right where it says MacBook Pro. Okay, you're going to see right underneath MacBook Pro, it says model, and this one's an A1502. It's a MacBook 13-inch. This is a 2015 model. And more importantly, you can look at the EMC number here, guys. This is a little known fact about Macs. If you look up the EMC number, you can find exactly what parts you need. A little helpful tip right there for you guys. Let's get started. We're gonna put the Mac on its back, and we're gonna take out these screws here. We sell this screwdriver on our website. All right, to get started, we're gonna remove these screws that hold the bottom panel in. These are pentalobe screws, and we sell the screwdriver on our website. So we're gonna remove all these pentalobe screws here. We sell the screwdriver on our website. It's gonna be in the description box. We also sell a complete kit, which includes this screwdriver and a bunch of other screwdrivers that you could need for other electronics repair. So I recommend that you check this out. The link's gonna be in the description box. Or if you want, you can only buy the screwdriver that you need for this job. There's actually 2 screwdrivers that you need for this job. You can also buy those individually if you like. And those are right here. We sell those separately on our website as well. I'll put the links in the description box. Or, like I said, you can buy the whole kit. You can buy our repair toolkit, which includes a bunch of different bits that you're going to need for other electronics repairs. With this kit here, you can repair PS4s, Macs, Xboxes, iPhones, anything in between. So do check us out in the description box. You can use the coupon code YouTube for a discount. Okay, so we're going to remove these pentalobe screws. Fun little fact, this dent right here, I don't know if the camera is picking it up. I'm pretty sure this was caused in a high-speed accident that I was involved in, driving a Polaris Slingshot. Maybe some of you guys know what that is, but got knocked around in there, and that's how I got that dent. All right, once we've removed all these screws, this panel should just lift up. Once we've removed all the screws, this panel should just lift up. All right, lots of marijuana residue. For the next step, we're gonna have to remove the left and right speaker. We're gonna have to remove both the speakers to remove the battery. And for that, we're gonna use the bigger pentalobe screwdriver in our kit. So we're gonna remove, there's 3 screws for each speaker. We're gonna remove these screws. Make sure you label those screws, guys, because if this is your first time working on this computer, you're not gonna know which screw goes where. This one here is a shorter screw than these two. These two are longer ones. This one's shorter. Keep that in mind. You don't want to be mixing these screws up. You're going to damage something if you do. All right, once you've got the screws out, you're gonna lift the speakers up gently. There's a cable connecting them, so be very, very careful. And you're just gonna gently sit them on the logic board. Let them rest for a bit. Very, very carefully. Rest them down. Untuck them from under here. On the 2015 model, which is this one here, there's this cable that runs across the battery. We're gonna have to remove this. If you have a 2013 or 2014 model, you don't have to worry about that cable. And there's a tape that's hiding this connector. And to remove the tape and the connector, I would recommend using tweezers, which if you buy our full toolkit, it does include a set of tweezers. And like I said, this toolkit will come in handy for a bunch of other projects that you might be interested in getting done. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we're gonna use our tweezers and we're gonna lift the tape that hides this connector right here. Okay, and there's a very small, very delicate connector underneath. We're gonna gently lift it. Not using too much force. All right, we're gonna run our tweezers under the cable just to get that adhesive off. There's glue that holds the cable down. Very slowly, you wanna take your time with this step. We're gonna lift this tape and then lift the clip right here. All right, so we're gonna lift the very small connector underneath the tape. It's a very small piece, so you wanna be careful with it. You lift it up like that. And now we can pull the cable out gently, and then a little bit lift at the back so the glue comes off. Slowly, you want to take your time, like I said, no rush here. There you go. See, eventually it'll go through, but you just got to be patient with it. Take your time. Now it's going to come out of the connector. Wiggle and pull. Lift from this connector too if you want. Oh, there you go. Wiggle. And it's out. And now I'm gonna start pulling this cable upwards like that. And now it should come off nicely. Like that. Okay. Now we can start removing the battery connector, which is hidden underneath this tape here. I'm gonna lift up this tape. And there's a connector underneath. You can just use your finger to lift up. I would recommend using the tweezers. Once you lift this tape up, there's going to be a connector underneath. Just go ahead and lift it right up. Like that. Connector's off. And now, we're going to start removing the battery. Also under this tape is a hidden screw. We're gonna use our bigger pentalobe to remove that screw. All right, keep the screw safe. On 2015 model, this is the only screw you have to worry about. If you have a 2013 or 2014, you're gonna have, instead of these rubber tabs on this one here, which is 2015, you're gonna have screws that you're gonna have to remove. There's 2 here and might be 1 over here. But on 2015, this is the only screw you have to worry about. Okay, now we can start lifting up the battery assembly. And it's glued in. You can use adhesive remover or you can use a heat gun. If you bought our Fast Tech kit, it's gonna come with some tools that are gonna come handy removing the battery. That's why I recommend buying the whole tool kit. Slowly, you want to take your time with it. You want to bend anything or frame or possibly pop the battery, causing it to explode. This generation actually was notorious for the batteries exploding, so this thing could explode in my face. All right, so it won't come out on its own, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of heat, and then try to remove the battery. All right, I've given it some more heat, and now it should be a little bit easier to take off. Yep. Still kind of glued in. Careful, gentle. No need to rush this step. Alright, start taking this off. This is all glued in too. You just pull this part out at this point because it's going to get in the way of us removing the battery. That one's off. There you go. Now for the middle cells. And be careful not that the batteries that you remove don't re-stick. Let's get this out of the way. Okay. All right, there you go. And it's off. And there's the old battery assembly. It doesn't look pretty, but by the time you get yours out, it'll probably look like this. But anyways, out with the old, okay, and in with the new. This is our battery that we're gonna be putting in. We sell this on our website. Link's gonna be in the description box. This is a brand new battery. We're gonna be installing this in our MacBook. All right, let's unpackage this bad boy. All right, look at that. So the tape on the front is so that the battery stays in place. So you don't want to remove the tape in the front until you have it installed. You want to remove that in the end. There is tape at the back, and that is for the adhesive. We are going to be removing this tape and installing it. So then what we're going to do is we're going to remove the old adhesive so we get a good stick. All right, so we've removed all the old adhesive. Now we're ready to install our brand new battery in. Just gonna line it up. Just gonna line it up, make sure everything lines up, and it does. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the adhesive at the back. We're gonna remove the tape at the back that hides the adhesive. I'm gonna flip the battery over. And we're gonna push it in. Perfect. All right. Now that it's in, we can remove the front facing tape. Like that. All right. We're gonna connect the connector on. This connector right here, we're gonna push it in like that. There's a screw here for the battery. We're gonna install it. We're gonna install the screw in for the battery that holds it in. We're gonna rerun this cable right here. Very carefully. Use our tweezers to push it in all the way. Push the clip down. We're gonna put our speakers back in. Remember, the short ones go in here, bottom, and the longer ones, the longer black screws, one goes here. One goes here. And the other one goes here. Install the other speaker in. Be very careful with these because the cables are easily broken. Again, the short screw. The short screw goes at the bottom, the very bottom. And the taller ones and the other spots. Perfect. Install the back panel. And install all the pentalobe screws back on the case. Okay. All right, we're all done. Now I'm gonna test it, make sure everything works. Oh, looks like the battery signal is saying that battery's not charged, which is normal for these batteries because they are stocked for quite some time before they are shipped to you guys or even to me. So we're gonna charge the battery. I'm gonna plug it in and then I'm gonna come back and show you guys that it works. All right, guys, so I literally charged it for less than a minute and it's at 52%. So I guess it just had to be broken in. And sometimes some of these newer batteries have to be broken in. So this has to be broken in most likely. I'm going to charge it a couple of times. So as you can see, it's at 52%. It's holding the charge pretty good. I'm going to show you guys the time. It's 11:34. And I'm going to check back up on it in 10-15 minutes to make sure that it is holding the battery charge as expected. But everything seems to be good. I tested everything on it. I tested left and right, the left and right speakers, because that's very important because we were working in that area. I tested, make sure the trackpad works and works, everything works on it, and it's holding the charge. So that's a very good thing. But I'm gonna break it in a little bit, let it run, and basically I'm gonna shut myself up. And I'm gonna basically break it in, charge it for a little bit and see how it goes and report back to you guys in a bit till I can say for sure that this job's done. It looks like it's done, but I just like to be extra sure. All right, so it's 11:42 now and we're at 49%. So it's only lost 3% of its charge and it's been playing YouTube videos constantly. So that's normal battery drainage. And I'm sure this is actually gonna improve because like I said, the battery's brand new and it has to be broken in. So I'd say that this is a success. Yeah, that's it for this repair. As I mentioned before, all the parts and tools, including this toolkit that you need, and everything else, including the battery that you need for this job, we sell on our website at fasttechstore.com or fasttech.ca. That's it for now, guys. Stay tuned for more content, and I'll catch you in the next one.